All right, strap in, everyone, because we are diving headfirst into some serious hockey action
Oh, yeah.
from Week 6 of the HTFL.
A Happy Time Friendship League.
That's right, and these game summaries,
Buckle up.
they're not just your average play-by-plays, let me tell you.
They're packed with those little details, the
Yes.
kind that really give you a feel for the game.
Exactly, those moments that make you feel like you're right there on the bench.
Like you're part of the action. All right, so game one. Blue versus green. Starts off with a bang. Just 1 minute in, huge collision. Dave Bryan for blue and Jeff Manning for green just smash into each other. Talk about setting the tone for a big game.
That early hit is interesting. Like, did it light a fire under them?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes those early moments, even if they're accidents, they can change the whole feel of the game.
And just a few minutes later, we've got controversy. Green's Tyler Limbian. Top shelf snipe right in the net, but the ref calls it no goal. Net was off. Can you imagine being there? That tension when the ref made the call. Right call.
Tough one. That net off rule, man. Always gets people going. It's there for fair play, sure, but man, it can be a real bummer for the team that scored. It just shows how even the simple rules can change the whole game.
Now, drama aside, this game turned into a goalie showdown for the ages. Blues' Andy Anderson and Green's Josh Rangel were on fire.
Yeah.
Anderson ends up with an unbelievable 43 saves on 44 shots.
It's not even just the saves, it's the timing. A goalie you can just shut down every chance, especially in a close game like this, completely changes the momentum.
Speaking of momentum, this game went back and forth like crazy. Tyler Higgins and Willie Klein put up points for Blue, then Limbian after that no goal, and Clint McKay score for Green. Every goal was a fight. You could feel the tension.
And the summaries. Let us see some of those plays. You know, that quick pass, the fancy move around the goalie, the perfectly placed shot. It's those details that make it real.
But then, oh man, Blues DT Peterson, he deflects the puck into his own net. Tough break. You have to wonder, was it bad luck or did the pressure get to him? Own goals are always interesting.
They are. It's like you see the mental side of the game, you know.
Yeah.
Pressure those split-second choices. Reminds us, even the best players, that they're human. Those high-pressure times can get to anyone.
Green ends up winning it 3-2. Close one right to the end.
That's what you love about a close game.
Yeah.
Keeps you guessing till the buzzer. Every play matters, and you can see the teams battling it out. Just great to watch.
All right, game two. Red versus yellow. Throws us a curveball right away. Willie Klein, who we just saw scoring for blue, now he's playing for red. And Jeff Manning from green is there too. What's going on here?
This is where we get into the scratched players and the subs. In the HTFL, if a team needs players, they can borrow players from other teams. We call them subs. So Klein and Manning are filling in for red tonight. Makes things a lot more interesting.
Mixes things up, for sure. Before we get into the action, though, let's talk about the goalies. Red's Aaron Henry and yellow's Joe Brennan. Amazing right from the start. First half of the period, nobody scores. The suspense was killer.
That first goal in hockey, always a big moment. Especially when both goalies are playing that well, you just know it's coming. Who's going to get that first goal?
And then finally, yellow's Matt Byther breaks through. Fantastic shot, top corner. But then almost immediately red's Kyle Stevens answers back. Goal through the 5-hole. For a minute, it looked like we were in for another close one.
But this is where it gets interesting. Yellow just goes off. Mitchell Manning has an unreal game, puts in multiple goals past Henry. Then you've got David Byther and Josh Daniels scoring too. Yellow's offense was unstoppable.
Red fought back hard, though. Goals from Dustin Abernathy and, you guessed it, Willie Klein. And get this, Klein's goal was assisted by Jeff Manning. Pretty cool to see those two rivals working together.
That's what's so cool about having subs from different teams. It makes players adapt, communicate with guys they usually play against. And sometimes it leads to some amazing plays.
As the game went on, though, it was clear Yellow's offense was just too much. Mitchell Manning kept scoring. Josh Daniels was everywhere scoring and setting up goals. A true playmaker.
Yellow wasn't just scoring a lot. It was how they were scoring. Top corner shots, 5-hole goals, even a beautiful deke on a breakaway. They were just on it.
And even though it wasn't a super close game, there were still some amazing individual plays. Joe Brennan, even with all those shots coming at him, makes an unbelievable diving save. Everybody was talking about it. He was completely stretched out, stopped what looked like a sure goal.
Even when one team's dominating like that, you got to appreciate those individual efforts. Shows that every player on the ice is part of the story.
Final score, 10-3 for Yellow. But those individual moments, like Brennan's save and the Klein-Manning goal, kept it entertaining all the way through. So let's talk about some standout players from Week 5. Where do we even begin?
Let's start with Mitchell Manning from Yellow.
Yeah.
He was a goal-scoring machine. 4 goals in that game against Red. Total domination.
Yeah.
4 goals. Not easy to do. Shows you how good his offense is, how he knows how to take advantage when he gets a chance. And we can't forget Josh Daniels, also from Yale. He scored himself. But he was also the guy setting up his teammates for success.
Daniels was a true playmaker. His vision on the ice, his passing, creating some great chances for Yellow. What'd you think of Andy Anderson, though? Even in the loss, 43 saves out of 44 shots. Pretty amazing.
It really shows you what a goalie can do, even when they're facing that many shots. He kept Blue in the game as long as he could. Deserves some credit for that. He was a brick wall.
Absolutely. And gotta give a shout out to Willie Klein. Scored in his game with Blue, then comes in as a sub for Red and scores again. Let's talk about dedication.
Klein's ability to adapt is impressive. Moving from one team to another like that, new teammates. And he still made a difference on the scoreboard.
So looking at these two games, what stands out to you? Any moments that had you like, wow?
For me, it's how these summaries really show the human side of the game. We see the pressure of those split-second decisions, the thrill of winning, the agony of losing. It's a reminder that sports are more than just wins and losses. It's about the human spirit, you know?
Well said. So let's rewind a bit. Back to that Yellow versus Red game. Yellow's offense was explosive. 10 goals. Was it just a good night for them? Or was there something more strategic happening? Did Red have a weakness on defense that Yellow was exploiting?
That's a good question. It's probably a few things together. Yellow's passing was on point. They were winning face-offs. Their shots were finding the net. But don't forget, Red was playing with two subs, Klein and Manning. They're not used to Red's system.
Right. That lack of familiarity could have definitely played a part in their defense struggling. Even though Klein and Manning both scored, maybe having them there messed up Red's usual communication on defense.
Team chemistry is so important in hockey. When you've played together for a while, you know what the other guys are going to do. You can react faster.
Yeah.
Bringing in new guys, even if they're skilled, it can disrupt that flow.
Makes you think. Yellow definitely deserves credit for how well their offense played. But maybe Red's problems on defense help make the score so lopsided. It's all about perspective.
Definitely. We can be amazed by how well Yellow's offense was. But we also got to think about how those goals happened. Did they take advantage of weaknesses, or were they just that good? Probably a bit of both.
These game summaries remind us that analyzing hockey, it's more than just looking at the surface. We're digging deeper, thinking about the little things, appreciating how complex the game is.
Exactly. It's that ability to see past the highlights, to understand all those little things that decide the game. That's what makes a real hockey fan. Recognizing that hockey is not just a sport, it's a battle of strategy, a challenge physically and mentally, and just a beautiful display of skill and determination.
So beyond the excitement of those individual games, are there any bigger lessons we can learn from Week 5? Anything that goes beyond just hockey?
One thing that jumps out is the importance of being able to adapt. Like with Klein switching teams, and players like Daniels who can do it all on the ice. That ability to handle new situations, to deal with change, to find creative solutions, that's key to success anywhere, not just in hockey.
And it's not just about adapting as individuals. Teams have to adapt too. Red had to change their game plan with those two subs. Reminds us that even when things don't go your way, success often depends on teamwork and being flexible.
Couldn't agree more. Good communication supporting each other. Willingness to adjust. Those are crucial for reaching your goals together, on the ice or anywhere else.
And let's not forget about resilience. Think about Andy Anderson facing 44 shots and making 43 saves even when they were losing. He never quit. That toughness, that mental strength, that's so valuable in life.
Powerful message for sure. Life throws you curveballs. You know, we face setbacks, but we got to find that strength to keep going, like Anderson did.
We've definitely uncovered some great insights from these Week 5 summaries.
We have. And it shows how sports can help us understand human behavior, teamwork, the drive to be the best.
So before we wrap up, let's leave you with something to think about. We talked about adapting, being resilient, but what about luck? Does luck play a big role in hockey? Or is it mostly skill and strategy?
That's a great question to think about. As you watch more games and break down those amazing plays, think about chance and how it mixes with skill and being prepared. It's a fun one to debate, you know, like, was that puck that bounced off a guy just bad luck? Or was he out of position? Was that insane save just instinct? Or years of training paying off?
Like that saying, you make your own luck, right? The harder you work, the more prepared you are. The more you can turn those lucky breaks into goals.
I like that. Skill and preparation can definitely give you an edge, put you in the right spot to take advantage when you get lucky.
Think about those crazy saves by guys like Joe Brennan. Was he just lucky to get his glove on that puck? Or was it years of reflexes, anticipation, knowing the game? that let him make that crazy play.
That's what makes hockey so great. It's skill, strategy, and that bit of luck all mixed together. We can break down the plays, analyze everything, but there's always that element of surprise. Keeps us guessing.
And that's why it's so fun to watch, to talk about, to deep dive into. We can learn from the strategies, appreciate the skill, and still be amazed by those unexpected moments.
Absolutely. So to everyone listening, keep watching, keep analyzing, keep loving the crazy game that is hockey.
Whether you're a diehard fan or just starting to get into hockey, there's always something new to learn, something to debate, something to get excited about.
That's the beauty of the HTFL. Bringing people together, starting conversations, reminding us why we love this game.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Week 5 of the HTFL. Make sure to check out the HTFL YouTube channel and website. Game footage, stats, more info on the players.
And big thanks to our sponsors. Selly Boys Hockey Club Super Puck, Advanced Career Institute, and Fowler Productions Video Services. We couldn't do these deep dives without you.
Until next time, this has been Riley Bardown
And Ollie Pilsinen.